Radio check. We got everyone? Yeah, it's working. 10-4. This is Angela. I'm good.
We're about to roll out here in a second. Okay. Thank you, everyone in the villages who came out yesterday. Thank you for all your donations. Thank you for Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer did a great job. Had a great speech. It's on my YouTube channel. Here we go. Get that rubber ducky.
This used to suck. You used to have to get on the traffic to get all the way to the left to get on the traffic. It's a lot easier. Yes, it is. Yeah, I think it was better to like just keep it, 55, 60-ish.
A lot of people out yesterday at the villages.
You can hear me at home. Billy, you may want to turn up the gain on your mic a little bit. Make it better. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, that's actually 192. Yeah, that would take us through St. Cloud and Itchen. Yeah, we're going to get up before that. Okay, I'll run it in Google. Hey, you know what? I think we are good. Let's stay on the turnpike to 244. It cuts off about 8 miles. There's a little bit more turnpike, but it's a straight around. I'm used to going to my house.
What up, cowboy?
So don't ask Sally. She won't even look at the map. She just heads straight home. We do spend half our time at home.
I got your
We're just one of those spoiled drivers.
I got your video on my Facebook page, Defender Advance. Haven't gotten it uploaded to YouTube yet. I didn't have any reception over there at the truck stop. I just got a few things out. What's up, Knowles Gig? We got a convoy here. Hopefully the screen's a little better today. I got a sweater down there and prepared it a little better. It's kind of blacked it out so there wasn't any reflections. I'm kind of learning. It's all kind of new. Just to get the right look. Much better today? Good, good. Working on it. I'm trying to keep the window real clean. Sometimes I'm like, oh, it'll just be whatever it is. And then other times I'm like, I just spend that extra time and make it look good. I got some ice today so my phone doesn't overheat. I just gonna put a little ice on the back once in a while. It was burning my hand yesterday. It was so hot. And my friend Dan said, I need to have my hood not in the picture because it was focusing and unfocusing, focusing and unfocusing. So I didn't think about that or realize that was going on. So hopefully I adjust and make sure that doesn't happen again. I usually suck at everything I start at, but I do get better slowly. Going good, cowboy. Thank you for coming and voicing your opinion on Brian. I appreciate hearing what you had to say about the situation. Ooh. So a couple people came last night. They dropped Ross's gas tank today. There was some type of previous repair on his pickup truck. So they dropped his tank today and fixed that, repaired that. And one or two of the guys went over to his place and got that fixed up. So he's meeting up with us somewhere along the route here. A couple more guys from Hagerstown rolled in last night. What's interesting is I didn't realize that those guys that were in Hagerstown were all from this crew. The original Florida convoy that rolled up before People's Convoy and the Northeast Convoy. They scooped up people in Birmingham and yeah, but those guys are they're just they serve their country and stuff. They're defenders of our rights. And I'm so happy to be with these guys. And yeah, I got some cool pictures. They did some great pictures. These convoys are just full of great places to take pictures and content. Great little sayings and shirts. And they got some great Jan 6 shirts from the family we stayed with the other day. Their place was raided and tanks and all sorts of soldiers coming in and terrorizing the family for going to a rally, a protest, not going into any building or anything, just came like terrorists. And yeah, like what happened? When did it become illegal to go to someone speaking, especially someone who was a president? Like, a president spoke and people came and they got arrested for being there. Like, that's craziness. Big accident here. Oh man. Couple car pile up. 1, 2, 3. Just insane. But these people, their hearts are, they're here to stand up for the freedom of everybody. I'm proud to be with these guys, and I'm not part of the convoy. Like, my opinions are opposite of them, but I'm with these guys. I want to cover the best I can the journey through the building of this convoy and the networking, because there's a lot of networking going on. It takes a lot of planning. Oh, I thought you were taking it easy today, Dan. You couldn't get enough, huh? I hope you're feeling better. They are in it to win it. Fitz Crafter, yeah. Check him out. He's a streamer. I met him in Missouri and hung out with him in Hagerstown. He actually taught me how to do the StreamYard here that I'm using. Gave me some. I actually called him this morning for some advice on turning down the camera so I get better, so it's not so choppy. And he suggested getting all the white stuff out of the window and getting it off the dash. So he's from the Ozarks, Missouri, one of my favorite places. He's a good old boy. And so give him a like, a share, a subscribe. He's got a little Amazon shopping wish list, so he's trying to gear up. Totally grassroots. And yeah, give him a hand wherever you can. He's slowly building, and I love his little criticism of, and he's got such a good way of just like, hey, this is a way to improve. You need to improve on it, and we're all working to improve on it. It's all new. Lots of honks today. Starting to rain a little bit. No, my AC is broken, man. I don't.
Yeah, you get that by far. I just talked to Ross. He's leaving his house in a couple minutes.
Spray some thumb love. I love it. All sorts of thumbs up today. Honkity honk honk. Yeah. Some type of generator, CTS system. Yeah, some people are just not nice. They're not happy. It's okay. They can have a voice here. My friends are sometimes not happy. I know I've not been happy at times. I like happy thoughts, but I like seeing some sad thoughts too. Criticism, hate. I like haters. They motivate me probably more than anything. Another thumbs up. We got a couple more trucks, pickup trucks with a lot more flags. I never thought I'd be into the flag parades. Some thumbs up and some horns right there. Here I am. I got a little flag out the window today. The flags represent freedom to so many people. Some people, that's not what it represents, but to a lot of people, it does. Thanks, Noel's Gig. Thanks for spreading love. I love Chris's and Sally's semi. It's so awesome. Like, just to follow behind it, when tyranny becomes law, rebellion becomes duty. And this whole time cruising with this convoy, that's all I see. And with 2 American flags, I'm full set. Screaming and yelling out the window. Yeah, I love it. There's a lot of love today. They were not happy. What's going on? Oh yeah, they get crazy. And Mukti Suck State Park there at the North Current River, at the mouth of the Current River, the main spring. There's a trout fishery there, and I went. Oh, that's not the name of it. It's the very beginning of Current River. They have lots of trout fishing. They have like hundreds, maybe thousands of people all up at that state park, all down that shore, fishing during season. So we're going to the Harley shop. I think there's a band there tonight. So come out and join if you're close. Oh, it was a turtle. Oh, nice, off the dock. My friend's got a nice deer hunting little shack. It's like an A-frame. It's super cool. Hike all up there. It's on the top of the ridge. It's about a 20-minute hike. There's no access. It's just awesome being in the Missouri woods. I don't know. I love southern Missouri, northern Arkansas, and all the way across. You go through Tennessee, Kentucky, all the way across. Very southern tip of Illinois, southern tip of Indiana, southern tip of Iowa. Not Iowa, Ohio. There's like a green belt, right? It's not too hot in the summer, not too cold in the winter. Very lush, lots of water, lots of woods, lots of hills. Yeah, for sure, cowboy. I told my friend I wanted to go, that I'd clear some trails for him if they took me hunting. I want to do the process. Oh, this guy trying to. And then I stayed at a farm in southern Ohio. I always get Ohio and Iowa mixed up. They feel the same. But I want to go over there and I want to learn how to butcher a pig. He butchers his own pigs and he butchers everything himself. So I signed up, and I actually need to talk to him. When I stayed there, they had a natural spring in the back. So I was some documentaries I'd seen about them restoring springs, which is amazing. Like, if you plant vegetation, like, people don't know that trees create water and create rain. in the like when you're 200 miles away from the ocean, you're not getting rain from those waters. You're getting the water precipitation comes from the trees. But you could plant around the spring, and you could make the spring add more water for a few different reasons. Because you have trees and coverage, you have the litter, the leaf litter that acts as a sponge to the water, so your percolation of the water is a lot. You have a quicker percolation, a quicker flow rate, and you could conserve moisture, and in time that will build the spring and make it a stronger spring. There's some really cool there's a documentary called Greening the Desert. It's a permaculture thing about restoring land that's had desertification, where it turned into a desert, basically. And it's cool, but they restore a spring, so it starts flowing, and then it starts flowing all the time through the property. And when they started the project, it was completely dry. So they have it in one of their paddocks. They got all sorts of different animals: goats, sheep, and guineas, and emus, and yeah, their food is just amazing. He's got the sourdough starter in the warmer box from the 1850s. He wakes up every morning, gets that dough ready. So you have fresh dough. I learned how to make butter with him. Took the cream and just kept spinning it until it turned to butter. Yeah, the food was just amazing. And so the spring's in the middle of the paddock, and kind of needs to be like fenced off and around just so that the cattle don't get on it. Because cattle destroy edges of waterways if it's not prepared properly. For their hooves, they're so compacted in their step. So there really shouldn't be cow or some of the bigger horses. They breed gypsy horses. They shouldn't be stepping right where that spring's coming out. That's a delicate thing. Like it's a very delicate thing, and they could get ruined or damaged. But they got some willow trees to put into it, to put next to the spring. I uploaded a cool video yesterday, or I actually uploaded this morning, of our cruise through the villages. It's edited. It's only a couple minutes long. This Laura Loomer was there. Laura, man, she was. I don't really do politicians, but Laura, that's someone I would endorse. Or she sounds like if there's going to be a congressperson or somebody who is making decisions, she should be one of them. And she was talking about Jan 6, talking about freedom, talking about elections being stolen. She did a great job. So check her out. She's not on YouTube or Facebook or anything. She's on Truth Social, Telegram, Gab, and Gitter, and Streetlock. I don't know what Streetlock is. Never heard of that. On Truth Social, she's at Laura Loomer, Loomered Official at Telegram, at Loomered Official, Gab at Laura Loomer, and Gitter at Laura Loomer. She's talking about her friend who was in jail still, who hasn't had a trial. And so check out the interview. I got her interview on there. I got that uploaded this morning or last night. Also have some TikToks on TikTok, Defender of Ants. So the TikToks more all the little cutesy like emojis, but TikTok's where it's at for putting content out. My first week, I had like 10,000 views or 5,000. It was either 5,000, 10,000. It was 10,000 views, I think, in the first week. That was insane to me that I could get that many views. I've had my YouTube channel for 7-8 years, and I didn't lose it because I wasn't doing all the Jan 6 hashtags and all of that, and I think that's where a lot of people lost their accounts during that time. But I saw Laura talking about freeing the prisoners because a lot of the people in the convoy have freed the Jan 6 prisoners. So that's important to a lot of these guys here, that we have an ability to go to our public buildings and to protest. That's a constitutional right. And for people to be arrested and caged and treated like they're terrorists, then that's wrong. And people need to be held accountable before that. One of the people that I don't like is Sandy Bachman on Twitter. She's an evil woman. She's the one who sold those Jan 6. She was in Hagerstown. And I brought that to the attention of security, but they didn't, for whatever reason, they didn't think that was important. So, but whatever. I brought it to Sterling. He didn't want anything to do with it. So there was quite a few AP press that was Sandy Bachman had there was, I think, about 6 AP press that was with her. So she was in with like a group of people there, and she was the ringleader of them. So if you look up Sandy Bachman's Twitters from Jan 6, you'll see that she's the one who was selling the insurrection story. And Corinne IRL, IRL means in real life. That's my understanding of it. She's on a bunch of different platforms. She's a streamer out of DC, and she's a really nice girl. She's very eccentric, but I like eccentric. I like people. I consider her a bug, just someone like real interesting and fun to be around. And I don't know where I was going with her, talking about her. That she's what was I saying about her? Oh, like some of the guys weren't sure about her and weren't sure about someone else she was traveling with. But like I talked with them, and she had a lot of good information just about things that are going on. She was in Canada, so she knows what's going on in Canada. She's been in DC, been with a lot of different protests. Her boyfriend's in jail for the Jan 6. You know, like there's a lot of people here who think that's wrong and that needs to be talked about. And again, I'm not talking for the convoy. I want to make that real clear. I'm talking about what I believe and what some other people believe. Is that what the whole group believes? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the whole group believes. But I know a lot of them have free Jan 6 shirts on, right? And I'm pretty sure that is in the mission statement. I got to look over the mission statement again. I think the Jan 6 thing's in there. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's in there. But I could be wrong. I got to look. It's on the website. freedomunitedconvoy.org. And a lot of people in the villages came out yesterday. They all had these fancy golf carts. It was a great, great, great day. The villages is fancy, fancy, fancy. Why can't the rest of the world, some of these cities look like that? But they're all out. It was basically a massive, maybe one of the largest golf course communities in the country, world. I don't know. It was massive. Beautiful, like roundabouts, the flowers and just fancy golf carts. But they came out. They made quite some handsome donations, a whole stack of gift cards. And so thank you everyone who was involved with that and they helped out. This is grassroots. If you can't be there, you could buy a shirt. There's all sorts of things that you could do to help. Just like sharing and subscribing to the different groups, FloridaUnitedConvoy.org or Florida United Convoys. There's a Facebook page. I know they're really watching people who's coming in and out of that page. They want a very. It's better to have a good foundation of people than to have a bunch of people that could be issues, right? I do think that they need to do some forgiveness here on the other streamer, and I'm advocating for him. I understand why they asked him to leave, but I think I understand both sides, and but I think forgiveness and that's the route. That's the high route. You know, being mad and not liking people for, you know, people start taking things personal, or I don't know. It's such a melting pot of people sometimes with protest or activism that, you know, there's some people are just not going to get along for whatever reasons. And but I believe that they were an asset. I agree with their decision to ask them to leave, but after watching their video and seeing their heartfelt response and how emotionally devastated they were from what had happened, because they had spent so much money and they had spent so much time to get ready and to be part of the convoy, and they're a different type of personality, you know, and it's just me. Like a lot of people do not like me, and I get it. I'm not for everybody. I'm a niche, right? Like, and they're a niche. And I believe we need their niche, because it's different than my niche. And that'll attract different types of people. And we need to attract different types of people. We need to all come together, and I believe their hearts were they have good intentions, and they're still young, and they're still learning, and they're new, and we don't have as should have some more a little better guidelines. We think in the convoy, and I'm saying this just as a suggestion. I'm with these guys. You know, I'm with them. I told them whatever they do, I'm with them. And so I have to go with whatever decisions it finally rests upon. But I'm advocating hard for forgiveness, and that's what I could do. So, and that's what my channel is supposed to be about. My name, Defender of Ants, it wasn't like as a meaning of defending the small people. I mean, I guess it was in a sense, but it was more of the play of words of never to the defend an ant. So it's like you want to be the defender of ants. And it was kind of more of a permaculture thing, like soil building, not killing your bugs. And it's turned into, I want people to have a voice. I don't have to agree with it. I'm not going to call them names. I'm not going to do ad hoc attacks on them. Like, come on and let's speak your piece. Let's chit chat. Let's talk about it. What do you believe? Where are we different? Where can we have common ground? And man, like Godfather, the movie Godfather, and keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Like, I would much rather have my enemies closer than farther. Because you can control your enemies when they're close. Or at least influence decisions or see things. Forgiveness is togetherness. Yep. So I'm advocating for forgiveness. I hope they forgive. I really do. I feel like they can, and I'm going to try my best to push that forgiveness. Because we need all the different people we have. It's cool to have different views. Because then another live streamer, a restreamer. Because so there's the live streamers that are filming live. They're your photographers and video cinematographers, and kind of more static recording and pictures and post studio editing, cutting and clipping and everything. But then you have the restreamers who restream the live streams, and there's quite a few different types of restreamers. One of them is what's his name? The Hooligans. Jeff Mack. Jeff Mack does a bunch of. He's a restreamer, and he was on some. They had him on the official YouTube channel at Hagerstown. I didn't get on that. I wasn't special enough. I was left out of that. Am I jaded? Absolutely not. I actually thought I was a badge of honor. Because everyone who knew that I was there and interact with, and all the interviews that I did, every single one of them knew that I was there. I was there. I spent the time getting to know people, and they know me now, and I get body with them, and yeah. But Jeff Mack got on there. And I like Jeff Mack's stuff. I like watching the streams. I mute him a lot and just watch the streams. I'm more interested. I don't want to hear what he's got to say. I mean, I don't like the whole super chat. Like every time like someone's like talking and then you like interrupt during a super chat to thank the person. I get that you have to thank the person, but it's like, I don't know. It just ruins the content of the streamer that they're streaming. Like they're telling a story and then you lose like an important part. So, but But if we have a few more streamers here, which Dan's going to be coming sometime next week, I believe, and he'll be streaming. And Rolling for Freedom, who is in Hagerstown, he's got a Telegram and he's got a Facebook page now too. And I just saw that he's doing another platform. I'm not sure if it was Twitter or what platform that's on. But I still haven't figured out how the Telegram works 100%. I mean, I get it. I don't get some of the live sides of it. I just went live for the first time for a little bit yesterday on TikTok. I just wanted to kind of try it out. And I'm all about like learning different platforms. In case one goes down, then I have 5 others. And people just like being on other platforms. I get that. I understand that. They want to have maybe some type of form of protest a lot. YouTube censors the shit out of everything. They're little communists. Little Nazis. Same with Facebook. Same with Instagram. Same with TikTok. My NBC encounter with TikTok from Hagerstown got taken down because allegedly it was hate speech. When even the journalist from ABC said, when someone asked him, "Do you feel intimidated?" or there was, it was so dumb that one of all my things got taken down. Whatever. I'm just putting it on a bunch of different platforms, and yeah, that's what it is. I just massage the phone with an ice cube to cool it down. No, and I get that. See, Choctaw County, I totally understand that, and I thought the decision to ask them to leave was the right decision when it was done, because these guys are not. We cannot have anything happen, right? We're trying to be on our absolute best behavior, but there was mistakes made all the way around, and there wasn't any clear set rules, and that's what. Moving forward, that's how we avoid another problem like that, is that everyone knows that this is what's to be expected. We have some type of parameters so that people know that when you join the convoy, here's the rules of the convoy. Don't hang out the window. Don't speed. Don't cut people off, like certain what we're abiding by. And so that if someone doesn't do what it's abide by, the rules, the policies, I guess, of the convoy, then other people, then like you could say, hey, if the media like puts out a story, this person hit, well, you could instantly respond to that press release or that article, like we were made aware of the situation. We have policies and rules and procedures that they broke and they went against, and we asked them not to be part of the convoy. But some issues were had of how that was handled, and some issues were even I thought was really wrong last night, that it was being talked about, and there's been no real official talking about it. But then they're on a podcast saying things and about him, and I thought I that didn't sit well with me, and that's not the whole group. Right? Like that's what's, and so I voiced my concern and my opinion, and that's the best I could do. And there's always going to be issues. We got to be in front of the issues. We have to, and I'm gonna put my banner back up as I'm talking about this, because I think it's important. There. Like I'm just advocate. I thought the decision was right to tell them not to be there. After hearing them, they were so hurt by what had happened and so invested into the convoy, like invested, and they have a very niche content. They really do, especially being new, and people love watching the growth of something new. So, but by having rules and procedures, you could then ask that person, hey, like that's you have to move on. You have to leave. And you knew this. You knew this signing up. We went over the rules. You signed this paper or whatever saying that if I step outside of this, this does not represent the convoy. Yeah, and it's hard, man, because it's hard as a streamer to be. I think it's impossible to be a neutral journalist. It's just impossible. Like, you have a view, and your view is going to be how you take pictures and who you interview. I selectively pick who I interview. Someone who's going to have good content. So, but it's hard to, like, I'm with these guys, but I'm independent, right? Like, and so when I speak and I speak in we, the we can sound like we, the convoy. And so, yeah, that it just gets confusing, and that's been issues for a lot of things across the board. That's not just been with, like, this convoy, but the other convoy. But I hope it gets all figured out, and I hope we go with love and compassion and not division. Again, I'm going to support. I'm with the group. And I'm with the group, but it would hurt me personally, and I'm going to stay friends with them, because that's just, yeah. That's what I was talking about. Corinne was like, some of the people didn't like her at the convoy, and yeah, she was. I thought she just has her own perspective, her own little world, and I know that this convoy had some issues with the first time had some issues with one of the streamers, and yeah, there was just issues. They ended up getting her a bus ticket to go home, and they solved it, and that was the issue. But they paid for her, and they took care of her, and I thought that was a good way to handle a situation, and we're gonna have more situations. Right now, these are like the Hagerstown crew, though. Just everyone, I think everyone in this convoy right now have been the Hagerstown. That was a mighty thumbs up. They're all in Hagerstown. They're all up and in the back by the soup mama, back in by the kitchen, by the northeast convoy. Embedded. Tom's here. He was trash monkeys. He had the pickup truck and the thing, and Ross and Ben and all these other guys were running security. They had it. I'm with them. I'm with the structure of Hagerstown. And I'm proud to be with them. I really am. I'm proud to be with these guys.
Hey, Tom, I think Scotty just called you a trash monkey.
They're always watching, too, and listening.
He's doing a live stream. I think he just called you a trash monkey. He may have a word with you when we stop.
You're always stirring trouble. Always stirring trouble.
Scotty is live streaming on
To watch it, I like it.
You never know who's listening there, Scotty.
I know. I thought I only had one person in there. You guys listen more than Big Brother does.
Come to the light.
I don't want to say anything. No, but that's me. I like to just view my opinion.
Oh, Scotty, I'll protect you.
I like that guy. He's one of the reasons why I'm down here in Florida. It's a good group of guys. Good group of guys. Feel safe. I'm in a safe place.
No, you need a New Yorker to protect the Chicago guy anyway. We know they're no soft.
Yeah, I'll give you that. New York is definitely a little rougher than Chicago. Well, we'll let Laura know, Cowboy, if Laura needs a bodyguard. I'm not sure if you could be calling her hot and everything though. She was a cutie.
Sally would be mad if we let anything happen to Scotty.
Well, I'm glad there's some love here. I like a strong alpha. Sally's a strong alpha woman. Very strong.
Exit in 2 miles.
So we got a pickup with the RV back on the back. I forget what those are called. We got one of those big It's not a charter bus. It's like the RV bus. It's a fancy one. Got a couple pickup trucks with some good sets of arrays of flags.
Class A, Scotty.
Class A. Class A. See, I got a lot to learn. I'm in a 4-wheeler. That was new terminology for me. 4-wheeler to me is just a 4-wheeler, not a car. Class A. So what is it Scotty in then? Scott, I mean. A camper van. I think Sally's going to bring her trike, too. It's not a trike. There's a name for that thing, too. Some type of whip, hurricane. I don't know. It's pretty sharp. Some Masons. Oh, wow, they had an awesome. They got Rambo and Trump on the back hood, spray painted.
alternate both turn lanes so we can all get through the light. And we got left at the light after the toll done. I see you. I can't find Scotty's live feed.
You can wave.
YouTube, Defender of Amps. He said he was on Facebook too. I'm on his Facebook page. I'm watching him on the YouTube.
I'm streaming to both.
We'll look it up. No, guy, we'll make you a rock star yet.
Okay. Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, Gab, Getter, Instagram. I'm on all platforms. That's why I'm always looking at my phone.
If we make this turn, what's next? We gotta get to the right or back to our stay left. Well, stay right. Alright, I'll try and help everybody get back to the right then. Yeah, it's a 4-lane, pretty much to Melbourne. And forward.
Corinne's channel is Corinne IRL. I forget what she's on TikTok. She's on a few different channels.
44 miles.
She did an interview with Brian Brassey. Yeah, she's a good journalist because she gets sit. She mingles. She meets people. She's a little chitter chatter, little bug.
Okay, I got 3 lanes here. Let's stay in the center because that right one's going to cut out my wall.
Whose channel was at Hagerstown? Let's see. Corinne IRL was there. AlicesWorld.com. I know people have issues with her. Disclaimer. She seemed nice to me, but what do I know? BC Preacher. DC. I can't remember. It's either DC or BC Preacher. Rolling for Freedom on Telegram. IG Stone 710, I think. Ooh. Advert Health. Thank you, sir. With the honkity honk honk. They're in a little convoy themselves, too. It's not a convoy. I learned that. 3 cars is a convoy. Who else was there? One American News. I asked him if truckers are Canadian truckers, heroes, or terrorists. He said that he doesn't know any Canadian truckers, but he said if they're anything like American truckers, they're the most God-fearing Americans, freedom fighters. He did a great job. He had a great response. And I was like, and all my friends on the right were like, oh, what American News? You can't ask them the question. I was like, dude, everyone's getting asked a question. I don't care who you are. No one's extra special. We're all created equal. And I'm going to ask you the question and feel you out. And he did. He passed the test. He did great. And then there was another guy, Patriots Lounge, I think was his channel. He was in Hagerstown. Fitzcrafter, Dan, he's going to be here next week. Rolling for Freedom is supposed to be here next week or in the next couple days. He should be coming. Four Walls, I'm in touch with him. He got kicked out with Bobby. He got kicked out with Bobby at Hagerstown, but he was just sleeping in Bobby's bus because he was sleeping in a cold tent, and Bobby's like, "Here, man, sleep in my van." And that's why I gotta give Bobby the benefit of a doubt. He's allowing a stranger to come and sleep in his van or his bus because he had extra room. And not that that makes him better, but when people offer you places to stay and they provide for you, their hearts, they to me, they have a good heart, or they're helping out, and they should be, I don't know, extended that olive branch, I guess. And but I think he's going back to DC. That's what he said. I'm texting with him back and forth. I'm trying to get him to do an interview. We just haven't crossed paths. And if I had a laptop, it'd be so much easier to do the StreamYard, which I'm doing now, with guests. It's harder on the phone to have a split screen. I could do it. And I have the tripod now to kind of be able to adjust, and I bought it right before I left. It's like a telescoping tripod that telescopes out. It's got 4 2-foot sections or 16-inch sections, so I could get really high. I could use it as a selfie stick. I could use it as a tripod. I could go real low with it. I could go down to 2 feet and up to I think it's maybe 8 foot, 9 foot. I could go up. So it's a nice little stand. I broke it already, but I epoxied it yesterday, and it's good now. So. Got this big bag of ice. I need to get a little cooler. My van burnt up in December, so I had a lot of stuff, and they just got burnt, and it's fine. I can get by with so little. I don't need anything really. I don't need anything, so anything that I get is an extra nice little thing. But after this last burning, I've had a few fires. I was able to save the other. I had candle fires. I was using tea lights. I've had 2 fires with the tea lights. I've just not been very safe with fires. One with the battery. I was stuck in the mountains, and I had my solar batteries, and my wires weren't thick enough. And when my tire went out, and I couldn't pop the bead on the tire, so I had to, because my little DC tire charger wasn't charging it, or wasn't getting it full. It wasn't popping the bead because there wasn't enough pressure. And I'm scared to death to spray some starter fluid in there and light a match. Because I know some friends that my friend's dad, he was injured from a farm truck tire, and it gave him some brain injury from it exploding for something similar. But yeah, so I had my little converter. I had it wired to the electric batteries, and yeah, and so I was using my little Craftsman or Rigid air compressor that I used for my trim guns and frame guns and stuff when I did carpentry a lot. And I used that thing because I knew that I could get enough pressure to pop that seal. And I lit that thing. It ran it. It filled it up, right? It filled the tank. It got the compressor going enough to get enough thing. And I was able to pop the tire, pop the seal or pop the bead or whatever it is. and I was able to fill it up and get out of the mountain. But right before it finished filling, the wire started on fire because they weren't a thick enough gauge. And I was questioning the wires, and so it was a good learning experience. Make sure your gauges are right. And I've done a lot of residential electrical, whether it be conduit or Romex. And I've installed a lot of electrical boxes, 100 amp, 200 amp service. And I know my gauges there, by 14 and 12. And how to make sure they're on the right legs and all the electrical stuff. I know electrical. I taught myself. I've been electrocuted. Well, not electrocuted. Being electrocuted is only if you die. I learned that from an electrician. So I've been shocked a bunch of times. I used to shock the guys working for me. If they had gotten, if they were hungover or stoned, if they got stoned on lunch or something, and they were being lazy. I was like, oh yeah, grab the box, grab the wire. You're fine. Hey, here's a 110 to your little heart. Hopefully you don't get any heart issues. So, you get shocked, but don't ever trust anyone telling you that the wire is not live. That's your first mistake. It was being gullible. So it was some tough love that these people needed to know about. You don't pay attention. You pretend that wire's not hot. That's your fault. Always treat the wire like it's hot. Or you're gonna get shocked. You're gonna wake up. You're gonna feel it. And a 110 that'll wake you up for the morning. You'll be up. You got a good 10, 15 minutes of solid, like, eyes wide awake. You get hit with a 220. I got hit with, I think it was a 60 amp line coming in. And during some of the hurricanes, I had a house in Daytona. And one of the legs was off, but they were the screw-in, the old school screw-in fuses. And the main fuse my mom thought it melted in, but like it was just all messed up. So she came over to this. I was working with this real estate investor doing houses. He was flipping houses. And we're working. She's like frantic, like, your power's off. The fuse melted in it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And my mom was like, come back to the house and see. And I was like, all right. So I left work. I went back. I'm looking at it. I'm like, yeah, it looks like it's melted. She was in there with the screwdriver. Like, I don't know what the hell she was doing or thinking. And I think I just didn't pay the bill because I was just going out drinking and having fun. And,
I got you. I'm going to stop for this one. It's going to stop soon anyway.
And
stop the Delaware at the next one.
And I put that screwdriver in there because that's what she was doing with the screwdriver. And right when I realized that was the stupidest thing I could have ever possibly done, that thing hit and it tossed me all the way across the garage. Yeah. Yeah. We're the Florida United Convoy. Yeah, we got there's a Facebook page and a website and a YouTube page, and I'm streaming it at Defender of Ants. Yeah. To end the mandates and the shots. Yeah, we're spreading the message. $120 hit me with the muscles contracted in a copier. That was enough for me. Oh yeah, man. That 120, man. It'll tense up them muscles real like tick. I've been hit by the 110, 120. 110, 120 is it's like one. It varies if you know electrical. Like some people will call it 120, one people will call it 110. It actually varies depending on the service and the surges in the line. It'll go anywhere from, it could surge up. That's why light bulbs go out, because there's those surges. there's arc protectors in the bathroom on the things on the they have like a special arc protector now in the electrical panels. Yeah, some people will not touch electricity. They are scared of it. I'm not. I'm very wary though when I'm at a box after being tossed across the way. I mean, it lifted me and tossed me, and that is a woo-wee. I was so mad at my mom. I was like, I'm going back to work. You sit in the dark. What were you putting a screwdriver in an electrical thing, and why did I follow your example? I'm an idiot for doing that. I paid the price for being an idiot too, but I learned well from my mistakes. How did he hear that? Well, I put a butter knife into one of the slots of the electrical thing, not thinking, and I got shocked pretty good. Some supporters. There's a lot of supporters here. Honking, honking, honking. You guys should. Are we not doing any horns at all? Is there a horn etiquette I'm not aware of? I don't have a horn to honk. I can hit my steering wheel and there's nothing.
I see all the counties coming up on the right. They don't have no lights on.
Just Smokey Bear. Sheriff, those are the good guys. I like sheriffs. The sheriffs are elected by the people in the local county. That's your local government, your local, and he carries out the legal process for the courts, which should be under the local judge, a local elected judge. So they are supposed to be representations of the people, and they are. So I'm a big advocate for sheriffs. City officers, they're more policy protectors than they are law protectors. I'm not saying that there's definitely good town police. I've met quite a few. Yeah, sheriff is where what I believe the government should rest in the place where there should be legal process. This guy's honking here in the pickup truck, Tacoma. And we have to really support and salute and support the good police and hold the bad ones accountable and prosecute the ones that commit crimes just like when other people commit crimes. I'm all about equality here. That's equality. I know that's not the reality sometimes, and I was in a frat, so I know. We got a thumbs up, a honker right there, lady right next to us, their hand out. In the frat, like you don't vote against the frat. That's she's giving a thumbs up. It's like the blue line, and I know there's a lot of guys here supporting the blue line, and I get it. I understand why. I support good police officers, and I salute and I've had some really good run-ins with the police, but at the same time, I've also had some really bad ones. And they searched my house without a warrant. They didn't Mirandarize me. And what a lot of people don't know is that this is an odd thing about Miranda. That's a funny case. He was a rapist. So it's odd. I beat my case, my cultivation case, on a Miranda issue. And Miranda is rooted in the Constitution. It's rooted in the Sixth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, right to face your accuser. No. Right to not self-incriminate. Most case law, if you track back to where they're making their decisions and the stare DS, the previous case law, like a lot of times they'll use, say, like an appeals court will use the state Supreme Court, and that state Supreme Court will use the federal district court's decision, and then the federal district court will use the federal appeals court's decision, and then the Supreme Court. Well, the Supreme Court uses the Constitution. So like Miranda's like all these steps back from what it's founded on, and that's founded on the Constitution. And if you read case law, they'll always say, what was the intention of the founding fathers when they wrote these laws, or when they wrote these the Bill of Rights. And that's what I'm big into, is the Constitution. The Constitution is there's a lot of protections there that have been violated in the last couple of years with the mandates and forcing things on people. And a lot of it's been forced through private companies. And that's fascism. So am I Antifa because I don't like fascism? Because I don't like that Amazon and Walmart Goodwill required their employees to wear the mask. Goodwill by us, because I saw on eBay, so I do a lot of Goodwill. I hate Goodwill, but I could find lots of things to flip for. I'll pay a couple bucks and I'll sell it for 10, 15, 20, sometimes 50, 100, 150 bucks a pop on my eBay stores. And they were Nazis, just Nazis. And I would not wear, they would chase me. I left reviews, like, I didn't have many options because there wasn't people weren't having garage sales. They weren't having estate sales. Some of the estate sales were being Nazis with the mask, just Nazis. Nazis. Like, I had to move back. I was in Tucson when all the drywall mask pushing became a thing, and they shut down all the showers, and I was van lifing. There's nowhere to shower. The few lakes that Tucson has, they're like no-touch lakes, like some lakes in California, where you can't even put your little toenail in there, or little thumbnail in there, or your finger in it, or you're breaking the law. So when the bat cave crap came out, the bat soup, they shut down all the showers. We got a honker. And like, okay, what are you thinking? Showers, like, why? What moron thinks that you become healthier by shutting the showers down? What moron did that? You're a moron. Anybody who said that, it's a moron. And so, and even in Illinois, they had like the drinking fountains were closed. Like, you couldn't touch, like, it didn't make sense. You could touch the door handles of the door, but you can't touch the button to turn the water fountain on. What sense does that make? You wrap your whole dirty little fingers around that doorknob. I didn't see any mass Nazis putting bleach or Lysol or all the chemicals that all the toxic chemicals that won't have any negative health effects on you all over the door handles. Never saw them touch a goddamn door handle. Excuse my language. I get a little riled up. And nothing for the door handles. Nothing. The door handles were no issue. But the button on the water fountain, that was an issue. Now you're not making out with the stupid outlet of the faucet. You're not licking it. You should at least I do. You're like 4 inches away. The water just shoots out. So what genius thought that not having water fountains everywhere for people was also a good idea? And what's amazing is that in some states, that magic button on the water fountain had no effect, and there was no water fountain closures. But in Chicago, there was water fountain closures. So something was a little different. I'm not aware. It moves real strange. Like you could get it when you're walking in the restaurant, but not when you sit down. There is I think that would be density of buoyancy when those super tiny nanos of a bat disease is just flowing around at that 5 foot level, and once you drop down to like 4 foot, 3 foot 6 inches, it's actually 6 foot. You space to 6 feet, and it's safe, but that 6 feet doesn't always work great, you know, like that 6 feet sometimes, like it's okay when you're in the airport, you know, you're 6 feet from everybody, but then you get into the TSA line and they want you to be 6 feet. There's all these great stickers, but there's just no room to be 6 feet. So you're there breaking the rules. You're not on your little 6 foot thing. You got directional arrows because you don't want the fucking cattle. I swore again. I'm sorry. I'm trying to not swear. I get all a little rowdy-bowdy with this, and I could talk about it because this is what we're here for.
No, we're going to get voted that way.
Woo. Get all rowdy-bowdy. Yeah, but then you sit in the line, not 6 feet, and then you go up to the TSA person, and they're behind plexiglass. And the plexiglass is different. There's different designs. But you go around on the side of the plexiglass to hand them your ID. So there is no plexiglass there. But it doesn't travel that way. It's tricky. You really have to. It's hard to understand. It's science. You're probably not smart enough, and you're probably an idiot. You probably wouldn't understand that. And then so that plexiglass makes it safe, and you have your drywall facing thing on the diaper, and then you take the diaper off to breathe. You're not supposed to take it off. You're supposed to have it the whole time because it's a mandate, and they told us that we have to listen. But when you get to the TSA guy and he's behind plexiglass, so it makes it safe. You could hold your mask down and you're safe, but he'll see your face because the TSA is very constitutional. They don't illegally search you at all. You volunteer into it. So they make sure you make a super spreading location at that point where everybody in the world comes through. So, and then you enter in through that TSA space, and you're in with these constitutionally protected safeguards that we have put in place for terrorism. And then you're in there. Then you got to take your shoe off. Okay? And even though shoes are a health risk in every other place that you ever go into, you have to have shoes or shirt. Well, not in Florida. They're a little hillbilly in Florida. You don't need, because they're beach life. That's beach life. Beach life, you could get away with no shoes and shirt. But in the rest of the world here, shoes and shirt are a required thing for health code. So you don't want to be walking barefoot in a grocery store or restaurant because it spreads diseases, because you probably will be eating off of the floor. It makes sense, right? It has nothing to do with Native Americans or that they always went barefoot. There's no racism embedded in that policy at all. Trust us. and then so then you. But the TSA is special. There's a special place. They got special plexiglass. There's special rules. There's special ways in how things travel. So you take off your shoes so that disease and it's for safety. It's for safety because there's all sorts of people walking around with bombs in their shoes. Now they would not use one of those bombs at the place where TSA makes everyone stay and a crowd of 200, 300, 400 people are all in one house. Like, what is he talking about? Got a house. So, but it gets better because the airport's got some really. Oh, I lost my flag.
Hey, Scotty, don't forget a Trump rally is a super spreader. The BLM march is safe. I guess it's the virus knows better than to infect that BLM rally.
Well, being that I've been to a few BLM rallies and I was into the great burning of Minneapolis, the peaceful protesters in Minneapolis, they all were masked up, so they were safe. So that's the reason why. Safety in drywall masks. And it's it served a good purpose because when you're burning buildings, there's a lot of toxic chemicals in the air. So I believe that some of that smoke and stuff is, but I'm not sure. I'm not a mask expert. I do know though. Here's a plug. The constitutional lawyer out of West Virginia, great guy. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. I think constitutional lawyer, is that his? It's been a hot minute since I watched him. Constitutional lawyer. He was representing some of the guys in the Minneapolis or the Michigan. No. I'm getting people mixed up. The Barrett attorneys in Michigan. He was representing one of the people that were in the plot for the governor thing. One of the alleged militia people. And where the FBI agent again set people up to set some they always set people up. But yeah, I got distracted. But back to the TSA because you gotta understand how this thing works so that you're safe. So after you take your shoes off and everything, you're in there, and sometimes you'll get tested for bombs. They stick these things, and I tested positive twice for bombs. I've been flying a lot lately, and so when you enter into the terminal, it's wide open, right? But you still got to wear your diaper on your face. You know, it's dangerous. But if you cross over this magical line, it's the bar, and you'll be in this vast sea of masked people. But then at the bar, you see happiness and joy and laughter, and they're unmasked because by somehow, when you're drinking booze, you're healthier. And it's safer, right? And then so you get to the airplane, and the stewardess have been really good at this now. They are so concerned with people wearing masks that they have come to belittling, at least on Southwest. Southwest does it all the time. Southwest makes an announcement: keep your mask up to your nose. My 3-year-old, they know. It's so easy, my third grader could do it. So if you can't keep your mask over your nose and be safe, they will compare you to children and tell you that just be good and listen, my 3-year-old, my 5-year-old. My 3-year-old, my 5-year-old will know.
How did NPR figure that out?
NPR, National Public Radio?
They must not be booked or something.
Hey, Deb, what's going on? We love you too. Oh, hey, Nikki. Love you guys too. Thank you.
Guys, FDR would say that it's not in the DNC's official press release.
NPR is the biggest little terrorist organization. And I hate to admit it, but I actually listened to it years and years ago. I was a good little slave. Very good. I watched CNN and NBC, ABC, Fox News, all the time. And then I thought they were. Then I got my first I'm woke type of chapter in my life, and then I was like, oh, NPR is where it's at. They're anti-war, and I like to listen to nice, calm, and soothing videos every day that makes me want to be very depressed and not happy and joyful. And then I started researching, and I'm pretty sure that NPR is owned by Gannett, the USA Today journalist at Hagerstown. He said that, was it USA Today or Newsweek? Either USA Today or Newsweek. He said that Gannett owns that too. What you see is what you get. I don't know. I'm taking careful. I don't know. I'm gonna say that there's better live streamers, and what you see is what you get. But that's my own personal opinion. He's got my patch, or at least he knows who's got my patch because he's got my stand. I got a $50 reward out for my patch. That's my father's Keep Trucking patch that everyone saw in Hagerstown. And the last place it was seen was on his camera. That he messaged it to me. Said he found my stick. But then I saw some other journalists with my stick. My furs were gone off my stick. Wasn't happy about that. But that's fine. I got that at Goodwill. The furs, because I'm always collecting furs. But what I'm concerned about, and my Fred from Scooby-Doo, because he was an investigative journalist, way before investigative journalist was cool, because Scooby-Doo is awesome. And I actually have a little Scooby-Doo right here with me. And but my father's Keep Trucking patch was from his van life in the 80s. And yeah, so I want that patch back. I have a $50 reward for it. For anybody who has it. I'm starting with 50 because I'm pretty poor. So 50 will be a lot for me. I'm willing to shell out because it was my father's and I didn't use it. I had it put away because I ruined shit and lose shit. Swearing again. Sorry. So, and I did not agree with how they were talking to the dude who got that libertarian dude who got arrested for having a gun, a hot lead shooter at Hagerstown, because don't we have a right to bear arms? Does it matter if there's a round in the chamber or not? Most people that I know who like to have arms, they like to be, it's ready to go. If they feel like they need to use it, it's ready to go. That's why they have it. He wasn't brandishing it. He was actually talking really nice. He was talking super nice, actually. And yes, maybe that might not have been the best platform of how they came in and did it, but they thought that was the best way, that was the best venue to get their point across. And he just happened to have some hot lead, some protection with him, his constitutional right to bear arms. He had arms. He was armed, just like other people there. where my issue arises is why would what you see is what you get, and why would Oriole Express like say that to them? Like Oriole Express kept calling him a lefty, a lefty, a lefty. Like, and the dude was, I'm a libertarian. I'm not a lefty. It's two different worlds. A libertarian and libertarians and constitutionalists, they're like, a lot of my libertarian friends are Republican, are Trump, right? Like they align on so many different issues, right? Like freedom. I have a right to protect myself. Boys identify as boys, like boys are boys, only women could get pregnant. Like libertarians think that, where the Republicans differ from the libertarians are Republicans want less tax and they want to go after some, where libertarians are taxation is theft. And when it comes to that specific topic, I believe taxation is theft. But that's me. Am I a libertarian because I think that no one should be able to take your money from when you work? I don't know. And for me, I know a lot of people have issues with the border and all that. And I always ask people, well, what is it? And a lot of people say that the border issue, that they're using their money to house these people and to fight them or they're coming after them. They're using the Social Security and everything. And so my response is, so you're really, to me, what the real issue is that someone's actually taking your money to pay for BS, like gender studies in Israel. Like, I don't want someone to take my money to see if boys could get pregnant in Israel. I don't know about you. Maybe you might think that. And again, my views and opinions are separate from the Florida United Convoy. I support the organizer of the convoy 100%. My views are separate. I know that people have different views of me. Yeah, I don't know. They're not doing many horns today. I don't have a horn, so I can't partake in this horn blowing. This real nice lady, Teresa, I met the other day, she sent me a message yesterday, and she said, you got to go to the Walmart and go to the boating section and find a horn. And I had a boat when I was little, and I worked at Walmart. I knew that there was horns there, and I went the day before, and I tried to find one, like just one of the air horns, and they didn't have any, or maybe I didn't see it, the right one. I hate being in the store, so I'm usually quick. So, yeah, they're definitely slacking on horns. We have to work. I think we need to improve on that a little bit here, guys. The rally's at the Harley shop tonight. Should be really cool. Sally set this all up. I think there's going to be some vendors there for food. Q's going to be there with merchandise. Check him out. Not only is he selling the T-shirts for the convoy, $25 a pop. All proceeds go to the convoy to support the convoy. Q is doing that to support the convoy, but he's also giving 15 to 20% of his sales back to the convoy also. So make sure you come out. They got these magnets. The magnets are awesome because you can take them off. You can move them around. I've been shifting mine, putting them in different places. I love the idea of the magnets over the stickers. You can just take them off. It's such an ingenious idea. I also think that you should almost have like some license plate stickers that if we're in a public place and we're all in a group and we don't want people taking pictures of the license plates, like as we rest as the convoy, we could put those stickers on the plates or the magnets on the plates just for security. Because I know that the guys the first time around got doxxed by Antifa, and yeah, they were following the convoy, taking pictures of the license plates. I'm not saying doing it while you're running the convoy, Not if you're a felon. Okay, so here, let's have that conversation. That's a great conversation. Now, in the Constitution, when they're talking about the Navy and treason, they talk about high felonies, right? So felonies was verbiage used in the Constitution. They did not choose to use that verbiage in the Bill of Rights, a right to bear arms. And there's two reasons for that. First off, when you serve your time is up. You've paid your debt to society, or you paid your debt to another man or woman. You've created remedy. And when you have a gun as a felon, that was not put into the Constitution. It was not, you have a right to bear arms unless you're a felon or have felonies. That was not there. That had the verbiage. They knew what felonies were. That was not written in there for a reason. And it has to do with another constitutional amendment that people don't talk about too often, but once in a while, and that's double jeopardy. Double jeopardy, you cannot be charged or punished for something that you've already been accused of and proven innocent of or served your time for. So that's where my issues is. Like, they were like, Oriole and what you see is what you get, were like belittling him, and I did not like that. That's me. That's my own personal thing, my personal opinion. I like what you see is what you get, man. I interviewed him. I had a great interview with him. I had some great interactions with him. He was very nice to me. They threw me some subscribers. I had a lot of interactions with him in Hagerstown and all the way throughout. But I just had, and I have his text. I have his number. I could text him. I went back and forth with some texts when I left Hagerstown, and I had some issues with what was going on with security, and I raised them to what you see is what you get. And he also didn't feel like it was important, so that's fine. I found guys who find security is important, and that protecting the people and the journalists and who's with the convoy, that's very important, very, very important to this convoy. It's not just a haphazard convoy. Because we, as a group, we have some responsibilities, I guess, to, like, a good group, like a football team, like a good football team. They cut out all the slack, all the extra fat, and they have just the best of the best, right? They become very efficient, and they all, each member of that team has a certain niche that they're good at, and that's why they've been brought in. And these guys, that's what I feel like that's what they're building and promoting. And now there's going to be some misinterpretations and some what the hell happened there? Oh, the sod pallets. That looked like a hot mess. There's going to be some misinterpretations because of the I don't want to say strict, but strict is, I don't want to say militant because it's not like militant, but it's how like a soldier like acts after like being in the military. Everything is just kind of real. That was one thing I was pressed at Hagerstown, the dispatch of how the trucks came in and everything. And here too, with these guys, it's been very smooth. The trips and the traveling, the radio contact. We're having some growing pains with people with CBs. I can't speak on it, so I can only listen. I gotta roll down the window for a minute. Yeah, no, I know. Hey, yeah, some people think he's awesome. That's great. I respect your opinion, and you guys are, yeah. Let them know I want my patch back, or let them know that I'd love to have my patch. Tell them I got $50 fine, a finder's fee for it. I'll PayPal it for him. Hell, I'll even buy Oreo Express a coffee. How about that? Find my patch. Well, absolutely, Deb. That's what freedom's about, right? Like, I'm allowed to have a different opinion. I don't like what you see is what you get. I don't like that he's from Hollywood. I think Hollywood, there's a lot of people I don't trust from Hollywood. I question people who are Hollywood. But that's what's great about freedom. Like, we could have different opinions. I'm not mad about it. I would have a beer and sit and bullshit with him. Oh, sorry, swore again. I'd sit and have a beer with him and hang out and play some pool or shoot some darts. You know, I have no hard feelings, but I'm gonna. Yeah, that's just. I'm a little. I'm from Chicago. I went to Elgin and it's just tell it how it is, right? I'm not upset about the patch. I would love to have the patch, though. Yep, and we need all different elements. And that's why I'm standing up for Brian and Nikki, because I believe in them. I believe that they could do that. They have a lot of potential. And yeah, we just all have different characteristics. And this ooh, I'm getting hot. Got ice this down a little bit. And this Convoy stuff has brought in all these new styles of viewing. People love it. It's like the new reality TV. I know I was like that with the Canadians. I couldn't get enough. I couldn't get anything done. I just want to watch Canadian streams all day. I want to know every little detail. What are you eating? Where are you eating? Where are you getting your food? Where are you doing a poo? Tell me. Let me know. And I want to just keep watching and watching and watching and watching. And that's what it was for the other Convoy. People just watching. And thank you for watching. Yeah. I love when people call me a goof. I am definitely a goof. Thanks for the comment, Willie. Having different opinions from people is so horrible. God. I'll put my windows down and cruising for a little bit, so.
I'm Scotty.
Hi, Scotty. I'm Anna.
Anna, nice to meet you, Anna.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm asking the media all one question.
What's the question?
The question is,
Well, who are you with? It's my question.
I'm nobody. I'm the defender of ants. Okay? Just a man. The question is, are Canadian truckers heroes or terrorists?
I am an objective journalist, and I'm not going to answer that question.
Oh, so you use the journalistic code to not answer that question?
Yes, I do. I don't have an opinion.
You don't have an opinion? And do you believe that if you take a picture of one truck or a picture of 100 trucks, that your opinion could be related with that picture?
sent that question.
Like, if you take
I
a,
don't want to be filmed.
oh, you don't want, so would you want to? Can I hug you?
No.
You don't want to hug me?
No.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. But he wants a hug.
He wants a hug? No, I'll ask him a question. See, like, I found this is, you want to know something amazing? The correlation. No, I'm gonna tell you. You don't want to be filmed,
Don't film me.
so you could ask questions. You don't answer them. You don't want to be filmed. No,
I
Aaron,
don't
come
even
on.
know who they are.
Aaron, no, I'm
When
just.
I figure I ain't gonna miss
No,
it on
I
that.
don't want to film you because now you're my content. You're most definitely my content. What about you, truckers, Canadian truckers, heroes or terrorists?
Tomorrow's gonna be making a light on the 95 south.
Freedom, freedom, freedom. And there's one more behind me, the anchor.
Hey Chris, is there a rest area anytime soon when we get on the big road? Is there a rest area anytime soon? Damn, oh, I think she can hold it.
Got some hawkers. Canadian truckers are heroes. That. Oh, we should have 2 semi trucks, but Billy came last night with his wife, and I hung out with them last night. Got to know them. They're all in. They're here for the convoy. He bought a semi, a bobtail, and there was some issues with it, so he's got to fix it. And some friends have it in a shop for him. But so we should have two bobtails, but
make this left go over the interstate. I believe it's the first right is a right, and then an immediate right again.
so he was pretty sad. He was just getting the pickup the bobtail just for this, and so they're just in their pickup truck. So I felt bad for him.
Actually, if you look to the left, you can probably see the Harley sign.
So we're in Palm Bay.
Next to Pearl Bass Shops.
We're in Palm Bay at the Harley shop is where we're going tonight. I think there's live music. So it should be a good event. And if anyone's got some motorcycles, come on out. Need some motorcyclists. We need some hot rods. We need some flair. It's all about the flair. So even if you come and ride with us for 20 minutes as we're passing by, drive in, get on in, throw a little flag out. What's up, Cynthia? How are you doing today? thank you for joining again. It was a pleasure meeting you. Okeechobee. Okeechobee. It feels like when I say it, it feels very Taos-y or New Mexico, Santa Fe. There's a certain dialect. And Okeechobee is like, it's kind of a little Canadian, kind of like a blend from Canadian and Minnesotan. All right, going over, there's the Harley shop. Sally came here early, made sure everything was set up. She went home last night, had to spend some time with her daggies, and she was there earlier, making sure that the vendors were setting up right and all that. There's a lot that goes into this. It's not just like, oh, we're going to get some trucks together and go. There's a lot of people playing. We had a nice talk with the treasurer this morning, just talking about the finances and how much was donated yesterday, and how the gas filling up is going to be. And she just wants everything to be on the up and up, and just yeah.
Oh, yeah, so I guess we'll call it a good trip overall.
Oh yeah. There's Q. Oh, nice.
I guess I should have said, well, here is Mr. Justice.
Mr. Justice. Where are you, Ross? What you doing? Yeah. Oh, wow. They got a nice little stage set up tonight. Look at that. Cool. All right. That's it for the streaming. I will be on later tonight, or later on here. Make sure I get the speech going and the rally later. And yeah, thank you for joining. And check out some of my videos from yesterday. They came out really good through the villages. There was a great turnout there. I had some great interviews. I had an interview with Laura Loomer for Congress. She was an amazing person. And check out that interview with her. I interviewed the cowboy. And I have a few other interviews that I did that I still have to get up. And I'm going to probably do right now, get them going. So thank you guys. Go Canada. Have freedom. And yeah, thank you.